glad to have you here.
很高兴您来访
Thank
问
you. Welcome.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for honoring us.
您来访是我们的荣幸。
Не, хватит. Ждем еще буквально.
Это момент. Это из какой муки?
Это наша пшеничная мука.
是小麦的。
俄罗斯的这个麦，小麦。
Снимаем.
Там все равно. Можно кушать, да?
Да, так как начнем с этого.
А вот вообще беленькая.
白色的勺子，那个加
就是这个样子。
这个是什么？
这是红鱼子酱，
那边不一样，
就是鱼的品种不一样，
不同的鱼种的
鱼种不一样。
很多东西。
Ну что, ну попробуйте.
Приборы.
Да ладно.
Ну.
拍一下，刷个3手，好吃一些。
拿这茬儿。
И по русской традиции мы предлагаем аперитив.
也按照俄罗斯的传统，也要喝一点东西。
来一点这个。
这什么酒啊？
А это водочка?
Да, это не Великая Стена, но мы же в России.
这不是长城，因为我们是在俄罗斯，所以用一下白酒。
哦，这个是这个。
Brazil, Russia, India and China, as well as many other countries on the African continent. I want to welcome the cabinet members and deputy ministers from South Africa. I welcome our distinguished guests, including the president of the new development bank, Ms. Dilma Rousseff, and the Minister of Finance of Brazil, Fernando Haddad. I welcome a dear friend, the Secretary General of the African Continental Free Trade Area, Wamkele Mene, as well as the Minister of Trade from the Republic of Mozambique. I welcome the heads of the respective BRICS Business Council chambers and the inaugural chair of the South African chapter of the BRICS Business Council, Patrice Motsepe. I welcome the large contingent of exporting firms present here today. Last year, South Africa achieved a record performance, exporting 2 trillion rands worth of doing things. Business as usual is no longer an option for the private sector, for governments, for the global trading system, for all of us. We must innovate and adapt to this new normal, an often volatile, uncertain, complex, ambiguous and fractious world. It is in this context that the BRICS Business Council meets here today. It meets with grounds for optimism about the future. Optimism in spite of the challenges I have spoken of. BRICS countries taken together account for more than a quarter of the world's economic output, that wealth that is annually created by workers and entrepreneurs. BRICS has built important institutions, like the new development bank that drives investment in infrastructure in the World War. Today the world is more polarized, climate change is more pressing, and the speed of technological innovation is rapidly increasing. And these trends, dear friends, in turn are reshaping our economies and our societies in profound ways, more profound ways than many of us could project. Add to these changes the vast shift in the locus of economic activity from the traditional northern centers to the new industrial engines of the East and the South, beginning to mirror the true demographics of the world. Change creates turmoil and tensions. As the world changes, we see a rise in unilateralism and a pushback on the global rules-based system. Yesterday, the BRICS Manufacturing Forum met at a venue some kilometers. To all our visitors from outside the continent of Africa, welcome home. Welcome home to this place, the cradle of humankind, the birthplace of humanity, where our story as humans began. Welcome back to the land of your ancestors. You have been away for a long time.
Africa takes center stage today with the African Continental Free Trade Area, which is a key theme on our agenda today. The goal of creating the largest continental free trade area in the world is something that is important for us as BRICS nations.
A new development bank raise 1.5 billion in rands, which means they are going to finance South African projects, their pipeline in rands. Although 1.5 billion is small compared to their pipeline. So that's the language we're talking about. We've been arguing in the NDB that the NDB must be able to finance projects in local currencies. In other words, you can't finance a project in China in dollars. Can't finance a project in South Africa in dollars. For obvious reasons, that also not only about de-dollarization, is currency fluctuations, to mitigate the effect of currency fluctuations.
Thank you.
Yes, we have been engaging with them for a considerable period of time. We went to China, so we know the kind of package of assistance they are giving us, especially targeted at the major public facilities, hospitals, clinics, and correctional services. So the principals will announce. We have finished all the technical preparation. The equipment is on its way. We should be able to do over 300 to 400 of these facilities. So that's a tangible, if you like, return. And what that does, because it's a combination of generators, gasoline, and also diesel, and what we call power vehicles, and then also solar PV batteries and inverters. What that does is that it's going to relieve the load on the grid, because these facilities will now use alternative sources, and therefore it means that there's no pressure on the grid, and then we can relieve the degree of load shedding. And the last one is on the issues around the technical assistance and the financing of the expansion. For an example, on the transmission side, the distribution side, many municipalities, as I speak to you now,
where is our problem? Is it